Okay, class, welcome to week 6. So let's do this. Let's go through the course structure first, the course setup for week 6, including the learning activities. And then we'll go ahead and go through the announcement to kind of wrap it all up. So I've got plenty of resources for you guys this week. This week we're talking about color, which of course is just a fascinating topic. As we know, color can really destroy an ad, or it can enhance an ad. And color is a very, very, very powerful tool in design. Why? Because it just provokes so much emotion, probably more so than any other element or principle of design. I think that we can really enhance or control the emotions of a particular viewer based on our color choices. Color is not easy. It takes a lot of practice, but there are some great tools to help beginning and younger designers really help in their construction and application of very effective and harmonious design palettes, color palettes. So without any more in that regard, let's jump right to it. Let's take a look at week 9. Week 9, chapter 9. Take a look at read the chapter in the book. It's a pretty good chapter. I got a lot of supplemental material this week, though, to enhance what you've learned from chapter 9 in the book. And of course, take a look at week 6, chapter 9 overview, and then the week 6, chapter 9 lecture. Okay. Now we're also going to take a look, and we've got 3 other things this week. If you notice, there's no quiz this week. Hooray, no quiz. So we have 3 things that we have to do. We have to InDesign exercise, the discussion forum, and then the logo rough. So let's take a look at each one of those. Then we'll jump over to the announcements and see the mechanics therein. Okay, so week 6, InDesign project. It's right here, guys. It's a magazine cover, and I've added a couple of things. I want to add a couple of things to this. Okay, in the video, he demonstrates and he uses a stroke on his name. Now I've said this about stroking type before. I don't recommend it. I think it's a great to learn how to add a stroke, but I do not recommend stroking letter forms in your design work. And the reason for that is because it changes the shapes of the letters. A stroke can sit on the right in the middle of the contour line of a letter, or it can sit on the inside or the outside. If it sits on the outside, it affects the counterweight of neighboring letters. And if it sits on the inside of the contour line, it affects the interior shape of the letters, specifically closed bowls and closed, open or closed counters. Okay, and then finally, if it's sitting right on the contour line, it affects both. So all you need to know is stroking letter forms changes the shape of the intended design. So therefore, most professional designers do not recommend stroking letter forms. Now, I also want you to include text in the magazine cover. Okay. Now, right here, follow this. Please review the following for some great details on how to assemble type in the magazine cover. And then here, you click this and it takes you right over here. It's just an image search for just a bunch of different, really super awesome, iconic magazine covers from time. And I wanted to include this so give you a really good idea of how to incorporate type in the magazine. And now note that not one of these examples uses a stroke. So again, I think it's a great idea to learn how to apply a stroke, but I would not recommend using a stroke. Okay, so that is enough of that. That's the InDesign exercise. Let's get rid of that. And then we'll jump over to our next order of business, which is the discussion forum. So let's just jump right over to the discussion forum. Same thing, guys. Same formula. Find a print edit, utilizes color, analyze the end, discuss the effectiveness or ineffectiveness of use of color, possible reasons for a particular choice, scheme, selection, etc. Okay, now listen, guys. Do yourselves and do us all a big favor and just read through the course materials before you try to answer the discussion question. You will be privy to a lot of knowledge that you likely don't have just reading the few, and I'll show you these resources in the announcements, but we'll get there in 1 second. But please read the book, read the lecture, listen, watch the lecture video, and definitely look at all the resources in the announcements before you attempt to answer week 6 discussion question. And then moving on, we have our logo roughs final project. Let's jump over here, see what we have in store here. So you're going to submit at least 6 hand sketched roughs. Okay, a rough is a highly detailed. So basically what you're going to do is this. We decided, we started with 3 different choices. We narrowed it down to 1 during week 5. Week 6, you're going to take your final choice and you're going to give us 6 hand sketched roughs. Now, a rough isn't a thumbnail, guys. A rough is the step between a thumbnail and a comprehensive. And it's still pencil to paper, but it's very, very, very detailed. All the types should be in place. All your spatial relationships should be in place. It should be just a drawing of exactly what the final logo will look like. So what you're going to do is you're going to take you're going to design 6 hand-rendered sketched roughs, and you're going to submit those in. Those are all of the same logo guides. That's your final choice from the decisions that you made during week 5. Okay, that brings us to, let's see, we've got overview, lecture, exercise, design, discussion forum, and then logo roughs. Okay, so that's what we have in store. I'm going to jump over to the course announcements at this point. Here we are, and this is the announcement where this video will reside. At any rate, so we have welcome to week 6. This is an introductory video on color. It's succinct but very effective. It'll give you a great foundation for the further resources in the announcement. Okay, then we come out here, just a little basic stuff on color. How do we choose color? Basically, 2 reasons. Number 1 is we choose color based on color theory, which is the science behind color, and we choose color based on the meaning of color, which is the psychology end of color. We do not ever, as professional designers, make arbitrary color choices. Our color choices should always have meaning behind them. That meaning should be based on science, color theory, or psychology, the meaning of color. Okay, really important. And here's some great resources here reaffirming what I just stated about color and your color choices. Okay, so take a look at those. They're easy, really easy reads, really super, super interesting stuff, guys. You guys are going to get blown away by this week. I promise you, I'm telling you the truth. Color's fascinating, just fascinating. Okay, then we jump into, this is just a little, right here, just a little kind of caveat that says mastering color takes time and practice. It can be done where all designers develop a great eye for color. It's just a matter of muscle memory, doing the same thing over and over and over until it becomes muscle memory, right? Luckily, there's some fantastic tools online. Okay, this video right here is an introduction to Adobe Color. All right, take a look at that. Then we take the same Adobe Color, the same platform, and we give you a full-blown tutorial. Then we go to CC 2020, the brand new features included in the brand new Adobe Color, CC 2020. Okay, now this is great stuff, guys. Listen, I'm going to tell you something about this week, the announcement and the lectures. This week, you're going to get a good, solid, very, very firm introduction to color. It doesn't end here, guys. I mean, there are whole classes. There are whole curriculums designed on color specialties. I've got designers, colleagues that specialize in color. And they do a lot of consulting based on the psychology and the science behind color. So there's a lot here, guys, and don't expect that you're going to learn it all. I've just given you a really, really thorough introduction here. So, okay, so then we have week 6 plan at a glance, week 6 tasks, and of course, moving forward. Next week, we get to jump into typography, which is every bit, if not maybe more exciting than color. Then we start putting typography and color together, and bam, we just have a formula for just really engaging work. Okay, guys, so that's welcome to week 6. Tell you what, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, clarifications, any of the above, please let me know. I'll be glad to make any accommodations in that regard. And of course, guys, please get with me. Now, you know you're not waiting me for answers in questions via email or even general questions. And I notice a lot of students aren't using general questions, which I'm fine with that. You want to email me questions, you know you're not waiting. The point I'm trying to make is if you have a question, get with me. You'll have answers back to you pretty much immediately. So, all right, guys, welcome. I'll see you guys at the discussion board, and let's have a great week. All right, guys, thanks.